How's it going, guys? Welcome back. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than what I typically do. Something I haven't really gotten to talk about on here is that Jameson started kindergarten this year. As most of you know, I've been a stay-at-home mom for 5 years. He did do preschool last year, but it was only like 3 days a week for a few hours a day. And my content creation journey started while I was a stay-at-home mom during nap times and weekends. It got a little bit more difficult when he was home with me full-time and he had stopped napping, so I really had to kind of scale back on how many videos I could make. And then when he went to preschool, I had a little bit more of that time back and I wasn't only working weekends, but it still wasn't a ton of time for me to put out more content. So I'm really trying to find my way now that I have a bit more time to contribute to doing this through what other types of video styles I can share on here that you will enjoy, but also that I will enjoy making. We have a lot going on with the kitchen renovation, and I really like to put those videos out when I have like a lot to share, but that usually means that there's going to be a month at least between videos, and I know a lot of people want more frequent updates. So I feel like now is a really good time for me to put out a little bit of vlogging. So the plan for today is I need to start taking the Halloween decor down. I really need to go through my bins, and there's probably things that can be thrown away that are, not things that can be donated. They're totally unorganized because when I was decorating this year, there was a lot of like grabbing out, throwing in. They're a mess. So I need to grab those out and hopefully get all of the Halloween decor down today. And then I will give you an update on the kitchen, just kind of show you what we've been up to either today or tomorrow. So it just depends on how long it takes me to get everything taken down. And yeah, then I'm going to be starting to get Christmas decor down and all of that. So we'll see kind of if that all makes it into today's video or not. But let's get started. So after going through each bin, I would dump them out and then clean the bottom of them out, just so, any buildup or anything that kind of falls into the bottom of the bin is kind of tidied up each year. So that's typically what I do, and then I will repack them. I don't have a ton of specifically seasonal decor for Halloween because I use so much of my vintage and antique pieces all year round, and I tend to swap those pieces out. These boxes are really just filled with florals, anything that might be specific to, like I've got like a witchy box, I have my Alice box, and then I have one that's kind of fall and pumpkins and one that's just all florals. So that's kind of how I've kept it organized. I have an entire spare bedroom that is just filled with all of my vintage pieces, and it's not super organized, to be completely honest with you. It could definitely use some organizing, but that's kind of what I do. And then I store all of my seasonal bins kind of between that room, the attic, and the basement, just depending on, you know, the temperature control of each space and what is in each of the boxes. Day 2 of undecorating for Halloween, and I need to get started decorating for Christmas today. Jameson has fall break coming up here in a few weeks, and I need to be like pretty much done with decorating by that time because I'm not going to have time to film that week. So today I got everything undecorated as far as Halloween goes downstairs, and then when Jameson got home, we went up and did his room. So today I just need to get the library, get kind of all the spooky stuff taken away from that. But before we go up and finish that and start pulling Christmas boxes down, I wanted to show you some updates in the kitchen. I think the last time that we left off, we had just gotten countertops. So I don't think we had the sink back. I don't think we were like running functionally until right after I put that video out. Let's see. We got the light fixtures installed, so you haven't seen that yet. They are beautiful milk glass, like pendants kind of, and we've done ceiling medallions with them, so I'll give you a little look at that. So here are the beautiful light fixtures and ceiling medallions. So love, love, love the way these turned out. And then when they're on, they have a nice soft glow to them. I've got them on a dimmer as well. So anyway, really happy with this. I got the light fixtures and the ceiling medallions on Amazon. They are so, so pretty. I think I probably could have gone a little bit bigger on the medallion, but that's okay. I don't think it looks bad. I think they look really nice paired together. We started the beadboard backsplash this weekend, this past weekend, and let me tell you, we have done projects like this. I was not expecting this to be difficult, but around the window here where we have all these like very specific cuts, it took us all day to do 2 pieces, one of which we did, I think, 5 times. So hopefully we're past the really difficult pieces. I know there's a lot of them that won't be as complicated, but that was kind of a delay. And then we did framing out the window, which Luke did. And it's so funny because it's always the projects that I think are going to take us a long time. I thought framing out a window was going to be so much more difficult than it was. I thought closing up that window and removing it was going to be difficult, the one that we did on the other side of the room, and it was not. But then there's projects like small projects that we've done similar things to before, and they're very, I would say, DIY friendly, that little things become such a hang up and have taken entire weekends. Beadboard. So now we have to either find evenings or do another weekend of beadboard. But basically, that's what's going on in the kitchen. So to quickly sum it up, we've done framing out the window. We've started the beadboard backsplash. We got the faucets installed. We had to call the plumber out to do this. This was a whole thing. Another thing I want to note about the faucet is because it's made in Morocco, I don't know if they just don't do things quite the same way. I mean, this is a handmade thing, and it's beautiful and it is wonderful quality. We've had no issues with like leaking or anything like that. But our plumber was really confused because we also got the sprayer with it, and the sprayer doesn't hook up to the faucet in the way that they typically do. It had to be hooked up only to one of the hot or cold, so we had to choose. But that was something to note that's just like not typical with faucets. These tower cabinets, putting those in, and then we obviously like had to create these little boxes above, and then we'll use what they call a skin that comes from the cabinet company to basically put on this entire thing. You could also do beadboard. We're considering doing that with the side of the pantry, but basically on all of the cabinets that show on the sides, we will put that on there, and that will conceal all of the seams. And then of course, like, you know, any gapping, like they just only make these uppers in that size. I don't know why. I think that was one of the things where I'm like, why wouldn't they make that a typical size when it's going on typical sized cabinets? I don't really know why that is, but it required some additional working. And then the other thing that we did here on the other side of the room is we got the pantry installed, and then this one above the refrigerator. So as you can see, we will also have to build another box to cover the top up there as well, so that they go all the way to the ceiling. I finally found flooring, and I'm so excited with what I found. We looked everywhere for 12 by 12 black and white tiles, and they are so hard to find. We also wanted it to have a marble look, but we didn't want to pay like the marble pricing. But I had been searching every single day for weeks to find 12 by 12s. We even went into a local place called Pro Source, where they sell like any tile you can imagine. They can order from different distributors, and they had one option that honestly was like pretty cheap looking. It didn't have like a marble look to it. She did find another option for me that she said was brand new the week that I found the other tile, and it was okay, but it still wasn't quite what I was looking for. She told me, if you can find tile online, send it to me, and then I'll see if I can get it. Sometimes we can get it at a lower price, or, you know, whatever. And so the brand that I found this tile that I think we're going to go with is a boutique brand, tile brand. And so she said they don't have access to getting their products. So I went ahead and ordered samples myself. Thankfully, they had really inexpensive samples, so that was good. I think it cost me $6. I'm getting the matte black and white and also the polished black and white, so we're going to look at both of them. I'll tell you kind of what our thoughts are on matte and polished, and then what our final choice is once I get those in tomorrow. And now I need to go up. I need to undecorate the library really quickly and start pulling Christmas boxes down. It is so nice to finally have enough books to fill this entire built-in bookshelf. Now, I definitely go for a more maximalist look with this. I love it to be just packed full of books, old antique and vintage books that just give it so much character, and that I've spent so much time collecting. And then because shelves, built-ins, anything this size can be so difficult to style, I'm really happy with the way the books are set up. And so what I will do is I'm just going to take all of the spooky stuff away, and then for Christmas, we're going to just add touches of Christmas, maybe swap around some vintage pieces that kind of fit within the shelves, kind of with the current book styling, but we're not gonna like pull everything down, and it's just so time consuming that I highly recommend, if you've got a space like this, collect enough year-round pieces that you can fill it out with, and then just add touches for the seasons. It's so much easier than restyling the entire thing. Oh, he tried to kick me in the face. He was that funny, apparently. This one's pretty light. This next one, not as light. Okay, so we got the tile samples in for the flooring. So these are 4x4 samples. We are planning to do a 12x12 checkered, kind of set in a Harlequin, like diamond pattern on the floor. So these were kind of hard to find. I think this actually was a new release when I found it, and I had been looking for weeks. So I found a company called Edward Martin. Through some research, since it appears to be a pretty new company, I found that it is a sister company to Bedrosian's Tile, which is a pretty reputable company that's been around for a long time. And yeah, so they had great reviews from what I could see. But again, it's a newer company, so I definitely wanted to order samples and see what they look like in person. This is their Leona collection, and they have this in a lot of different color combinations. So if you're looking for something more neutral, they've got, I mean, like several different combinations for checkers. So this is their obviously black and white combo. I ended up getting the matte and also the polished so that I could see them in person. Initially, we were pretty set on doing matte just for the ease of cleaning, like not showing water spots quite as much, that kind of thing. Kind of my camera's having a hard time focusing because it's just so white. I mean, it's like a creamy. It's very similar to our countertops, but it's just my camera's having a hard time with it. And then here's this one. Also, the lady at a tile shop that we went to here locally told us that a lot of people don't like to do polished tile in their kitchens for the slip risk. And so we were pretty set that we were not going to do polished, but I wanted to see it. I actually tend to favor the look of the polished black and white flooring. And that's actually what we ended up going with. So we'll definitely be cleaning it more and wearing grippy socks through the kitchen. But I mean, when you see these two tiles next to each other, even though technically they're the same, the polished version just looks so much more authentic to the marble look. Now, granted, you're not gonna be looking at your tiles super up close. I'm sure this would look just fine, but I just really preferred the finish, and so did Luke. We were both pretty in agreement. Now this one has kind of some black speckling on it that I didn't see in the photos online, so I am glad I ordered samples so that I can have that knowledge prior to spending a bunch of money on it. I mean, from far away, it's not noticeable, but that was kind of one thing I wasn't really expecting about it. The polished was, I want to say like $3 more than the matte version. And really the price for these was pretty good. I want to say this was $8 something a square foot for the matte, and this was $11 a square foot for the polished. Now we have a small space, so I think we have a total of about 140 square feet in here, and that's rounding up. So this was, you know, still an affordable option for us. If you're doing a really big space, you know, it could get quite pricey, but from everything that I looked at, this was really an affordable option for this look, and one of the only ones that I could find that had a really nice version of a 12 by 12 marble look tile in black and white. So I will link the info below if you're looking for checkered tiles and you're having a hard time finding it. This is a great combo, and I love that they actually made the combos to where you can buy them as a combo pack rather than trying to search out and look for a black tile to pair with a white tile. You know, you really have to worry about the finishes being different if you do that. And the other thing that made me nervous about trying to like get tiles from different places is the thickness. You want them to have the same thickness so that they line up properly when you lay them. So anyway, that's kind of my little update on the flooring. We've placed our order for this yesterday officially, and we will be tiling very, very soon.